Welcome back. It's now time to listen to our penultimate speaker, penultimate expert, Mr. Lucas Mattiello, looking very dapper in his dark blue jacket and white shirt, I must say. I'm going to have to invest in one of those.
Thank you, Roger. Thank you. Thank you for happy to be here.
Wonderful. Now, Lucas is going to be speaking on the subject of the art of confident speaking. My personal belief is that with confidence, we can conquer the world. Without confidence, we just become a pretty average person. Lucas is the founder of Level Up Living, an internationally renowned confident speaking coach, an official TedX speaking coach, and he has been featured in Forbes, host of The Art of Confident Speaking, and has trained over 400 business leaders. He understands how frustrating it can be to have a meaningful message, but at the same time have fears that prevent us from sharing it fully. Lucas struggled with anxiety and panic attacks for 15 years. Let's put our hands together and give Lucas a digital warm welcome. Lucas, a little housekeeping item to begin with.
Yes.
How would you like to handle questions?
Let's
handle them as you go, or as in a batch at the end.
Let's do a batch at the end. I feel that'll probably be most helpful.
All right, wonderful. So my next question is this: I've described your credentials, but they were in my words. Perhaps you would just describe in your own words, like take us to the horse's mouth, and let us know why you are a credible expert in this whole world of giving us confidence, and especially explain to us why having confidence is crucial when we are a speaker who is fired up by the whole notion of having maximum possible reach and influence for our important message.
Absolutely. I believe confidence is the most important piece for any speaker today to put their message out there. If you don't have confidence, that's really come down to the self-belief. If you don't believe in yourself, you will not be seizing opportunities. You will not be putting yourself out there. And when you do, you will not be speaking with conviction. It's often people, I find that they kind of rent the stage instead of own the stage. They're up there, but they don't feel grounded and centered. Instead of owning it, you're not going to be displaced from that spot, and you're here to inspire people. So confidence is everything today as a speaker.
And why is confidence crucial for speakers who have this inner fire to share their important messages far and wide?
And the reason that confidence is important for speakers that have that inner fire, everybody has dreams. Everybody has dreams. Everyone has potential of what they could accomplish. They have that message inside them that's just burning, waiting to go out. But confidence is the catalyst to start putting it out there. Without it, most people, they die with a lot of regrets, missed opportunities, and thoughts about what could have become if they don't have the confidence to believe in themselves and to put their message out there. And that's really, it's the essential, it's the missing link to make that transformation happen.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being off the charts amazing, what is your confidence level?
Well, Roger, it depends on, in terms of definition, which is self-belief, that's going to be a 9.5 to a 10. I have full belief in my abilities. The other part, though, that people don't see is as you're stepping up and putting yourself out on a bigger level, even launching the show, The Art of Confident Speaking, I stalled out for a couple months because there's pressure. I was thinking, am I good enough? It's a big name. It's a constant battle, and this confidence, as you keep moving up and going to the next level in terms of exposure and audience size, there's always going to be self-doubt that comes along the way. You have to believe in your abilities to have the courage to put yourself out there. So I talk a lot about confidence, but courage is the necessary ingredient to become your most confident self. So I believe in my abilities. I believe in what I do. And it's not to take away that self-doubt, because a lot of people feel self-doubt at times, and they take it to be that they're not good enough or it's not meant to be. And that couldn't be further from the truth. You have to tap into the courage to take that action in the face of uncertainty to build that confidence. It's a muscle.
So right now you're a 9.5 out of 10, but there was a time when you were a 1 out of 10.
Definitely.
Share with us your story.
You know, my story, I was here. I struggled with a lot of panic attacks and anxiety from the age of 14 to 29. And you can only imagine during that time, high school, feeling nervous, insecure. So I was struggling with panic attacks and anxiety, and I didn't know that I had panic attacks and anxiety. I just kept thinking I was going to die and that I was going to have a heart attack and my heart was going to explode. So I wasn't putting myself out there. That led to a lot of missed opportunities and regrets. So that continued on throughout my teen years, through my early adulthood. I was working in finance in 2010, right after the stock market crash. I got laid off, and that's where a lot of my world just unraveled. The anxiety became a very big occurrence every day. Panic attacks were happening multiple times. I became depressed, and that really chipped away my self-esteem, took it down to that one, because I thought I lost my purpose, my passion in life. I didn't know why I was here on this planet. And when you lose that and you lose hope, that's a very scary place to be.
I can't imagine. I guess it's like people who have depression. You can't imagine unless you have been there. Yeah. Okay. Well, welcome to 9.5.
Thank you, sir. You know, it's been a long road, Roger, from that to building myself up again. So when you hit that low point, I went to the Burnaby General, mental hospital. I got sent there, met a psychiatrist, entered a stress management program, and I had to start rebuilding myself. That's why I believe that confidence is a muscle. It took lifestyle changes, exposure therapy to build it up. And it is that. The more that you seek discomfort and you expose yourself, that's what I learned through the exposure therapy, putting myself out there. That's what was needed to start cultivating more confidence and self-belief.
Wow. Great. Good. So Lucas, why don't you give us about half an hour of basic training in the development of confidence skills?
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds great. So let me just I'll just do a screen share then.
Okay.
Works well. Let's bring up PowerPoint because I got something chalked up here.
Did you say shocked up or chalked up?
Chalked up. I got it chalked up. Creating words on the go, Roger.
Way to go. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. So the art of confident speaking, we're going to get some basic skills to get you moving forward. Can you become a confident speaker in one 30-minute training session? Probably not. But could you get steps moving forward towards that goal? Absolutely. That's my goal here. You're on this call because you have a burning passion inside of it. You have a message that you want to share to start putting it out there, making a bigger impact. And what you'll get today is tools to move forward, how to become a more confident speaker. So we're going to start off with, one, you're in the right place. Okay. You are in the right place here today because you want to become a more confident speaker, public speaker and communicator. A lot of times people say, oh, you train public speaking. I'm not really going to do talks. This is not limited to that. Confidence is your inner essence. Everything is predicated upon your confidence. So if it's doing public speaking, if it's doing keynotes in conferences, if it's becoming confident on video to get your message out there. Last night, I just wrapped up a training program, one of my intensives last night. And in the training on day 2, we had a lady, Marissa, who she's had a lot of struggles with infertility. And she's really passionate about it. This isn't her business. She has a finance company. And I challenged her to do a Facebook Live. She got up. She's like, oh, I can't do it. I'm not wearing the right outfit. I look drained. I would wear something different. This is not the right time. I'm like, Marissa, just do it. Just take it on. She got up there. She's like, I'll only do it if you stand next to me. I said, okay. So we're there standing next to each other. Gets the Facebook Live going. We recorded last night, 6 p.m. This morning, she woke up and it already has over 1,300 views, 80-something comments. And people are reaching out to her publicly, but she just texted me today. She's getting flooded with messages in her inbox of people saying, I'm so glad that someone's talking about something that I've struggled with for years. There's so much shame and guilt and isolation that comes up with infertility. Thank you for having the courage to put your message out there. The one thing she texted me, she's like, Lucas, there's no way I would have done this on my own. I needed you in my corner to give me the push and the courage to put my message out there. So just that's one of the things is you're in the right place. You have a message. And you're playing a game, but could you be playing a bigger game? That's what we're going to be moving you towards. So today it's about getting you're good at what you do, right? You have a message, but it's going to get more confidence, to get more exposure, attract your ideal clients. You want to be the go-to expert in your industry, build a successful business, whether that's speaking or you want to get more clients for your own business. And most importantly, you want to make a positive difference in the world by inspiring more people. And you'll see here the image. This is Mike Shaw, a gentleman that I had the pleasure of working with at TedX Stanley Park, the most prestigious TEDx event that has ever been done. So if you were there, you know the great man behind it that was running it was Roger, and he puts on only top of the line events. So big shout out to Roger for that. He's an amazing event organizer. And Mike and I, we were there. You know, he has a very compelling story getting up there, but people see these people on stage, but they don't see that it takes months of practice of training to get ready to hit the big stage. So anyone that has, you know, people see the TEDx stage, or they see bigger stages out there, and they often go, wow, like that person is amazing. They have a natural talent for it. You know, they're a superhuman. They were born with it. Nothing could be further from the truth. These are people just like you who put in the time, they put in the work, and they had the courage to start the journey to become a more confident version of themselves, to share their message in a big way. So you could be on big stages, whether it's Get Inspired or other conferences. You have it in you to do so, but it's going to take that faith to start putting yourself out there. So you are in the right place if this is where you want to go. You want to get in front of a lot of people, make an impact, and make more money. So what we're going to cover today is first the top benefits of becoming a more confident speaker. The reason we do that is you have to connect with why you're doing this. You have a lot of choices to make. Why is becoming a more confident speaker important for you? That's one. Two, we're going to address the top 3 mistakes that are holding you back from increasing your confidence. These are mistakes that are commonly made, and they're literally robbing you of your ability to share your message in a bigger way. And we're going to share 5 steps to, you know, overcome anxiety, fears, insecurities that often hold people back, and how it's going to help you become a more confident speaker. As you move up on levels, I don't care if you're a seasoned speaker, the bigger the stage, confidence is going to be, there's going to be fears that come up that threaten your confidence. Okay, fears, insecurities, and self-doubt are a constant part of the journey. So we're going to share with you some techniques to overcome that and become a more confident version of yourself. So even as you're thinking, if you have any questions, the way you can even interact and become more engaged with this right now. I know this is day 2 of this event, and you might be tired, you might be thinking you're tapping out. The more important part of this is check in your state. Be engaged. You know, don't be going on Facebook or checking emails. I know it's very tempting, but it's going to take you away from your ability to really focus. So the way to get engaged is check in your posture right now. How are you standing? And 2, if you have any questions, put in the chat box. I will answer them later. I will answer the questions in the Q&A section. Make sure you do that. All right, so I want to share with you a quick story. So again, TEDx Stanley Park, this is Melissa. Melissa and I worked together. She had an amazing talk about having the courage to put yourself out there. For her, it was a different context of speaking, but she got up on the big stage. She made such an impact. She was getting flooded with emails, people saying, you're amazing. You inspired me to change my life, to make, you know, to be more courageous. And again, this is what people see. They see the optics, they see the big stage, they see the thousands of people in the audience. But what they don't see is the time that comes back. And I'm going to give you a little sneak peek to the behind the scenes of what happens for these people to get on these big stages. And it's going to make it really clear for you that you could start doing this as well. So people see the big stage, they see the glamour, the glitz, all the press, the media, the love, but they don't see this, literally getting stage side. You see Roger's there introducing the event, and Melissa's there. We're just next to each other. She turns to me. She's nervous. We were in the green room, talking her down, getting her ready, getting in the right state to deliver her message. She's literally being introduced to give her talk. She turns to me. She goes, Lucas, I'm nervous. I need you to hold my hand. I didn't know this picture was being taken. It was one of the other coaches. He took this picture, and we literally sat there. We stood there in silence, holding hands, and then she walked confidently on stage, delivered a talk that changed her life and has impacted the lives of thousands of people around the world. So again, imagine that you are hitting these big stages. You're going to need somebody in your corner. And that's why we look at top athletes, top performers. Everyone who's on winning the gold medal, that they're at the top of the podium, they have a team that's been there with them, that have been grooming them and helping them on the way. So again, you want to get the big stages, you're going to need someone to help you get there. And with the tips that we're going to be sharing today, it's going to get you started on this journey. So definitely pay attention. This is going to be great. How we do this, how we get you on the bigger stages. This is Mattiello's hierarchy of confidence. This is the hierarchy. This is the blueprint of how to do it. This is the big picture. And when you can understand this, it's going to give framework to everything moving forward. This is a pyramid, and the bottom is the foundation. The foundation is compassion, from self-stigma to self-acceptance. Why this is important? This is the shift from being your number one critic to becoming your number one fan. None of these steps to become the confident version of yourself can happen when you are beating yourself up and you're being your own number one critic. This is why it's the foundational piece. Anytime you're feeling lack of confidence, you're struggling, we always come back to, what are you talking about yourself? I help people speak in front of bigger audiences. The first place we got to go, this is an inside out process. We have to go inside and go, what are the fears? What are the insecurities? What are the anxieties that are coming up that are holding you back from becoming your most confident version of yourself? And again, this is why we start. This is the foundation of this. We start with compassion. Going from number one critic to number one fan, to self-acceptance, to becoming comfortable in your skin. This is what's needed. From there, then we have to go to commitment to a change. You have to commit to make a change in your life, to stand out, to take on this new path, to enter the world of confident speaking. It's a shift. It's going to take faith, and there's going to be that leap that needs to happen. After that, then you can get into the next step, which is the courage. So having the courage to share your message in a big way. And once you're courageously sharing your message, you develop competence, which is a skill set. You understand it. It's a muscle. You've built it up. Once you become competent in delivery, then you can go to the next level, which is conviction. And when you enter conviction, that's where you speak with passion. You're able to grab and influence an audience, to inspire people to make changes. You need that element of conviction. And that is where you're able to develop confidence. And confidence is self-belief. It's where you shift and you're able to start creating a path of your own, where you're able to make changes, where you decide what is it that you want to do, not what is possible, what is convenient for you. It gives you the permission to dream and think big, where you start going for what you want in your life instead of settling for what's right in front of you. So big shift. This is the overall hierarchy of confidence, and that's where we're starting. Okay. Again, I brought this up earlier in our interview with Roger. Why I'm credible in this is I've been there. This is brain regeneral mental health. I've been in the dark places. I had to build myself up. I've literally missed so many opportunities in my life, been paralyzed. Perhaps you felt this way before. Have you ever had a message that you wanted to share, but fears and anxieties got in the way from you preventing it? Maybe either you missed the opportunity or you weren't fully comfortable sharing it. If you've been through this, this is where I've been. This is where over 400 of my clients have been, and we help them overcome this. You can be in a dark spot, but it's not the end. And literally why I'm so passionate about this is these missed opportunities have cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars in missed opportunities, from blown sales, from avoided opportunities, from not being passionate when sharing my message, from not having the conviction to lead people to say, if this is the change you want to make, this is the step you need to take. So perhaps you've been there before, but I've been in these dark places, and that's why I'm credible. This isn't some textbook knowledge I've read somewhere. I've learned this from making my own mistakes, and I'm here to save you years of struggle, of sleepless nights, of hundreds of thousands of dollars of missed opportunities, and condense it into a short period of time so that you can move forward and seize these opportunities and change your life. So I went from there. After that, going through this process, I discovered the missing link to build communication confidence. And really, people often tell me like, oh, content, I want the right words. Words are only one part. The script is important, but it's not the biggest piece. It's one piece. You can have an amazing script, an amazing talk, and deliver it very poorly. Okay, that's the big shift. I look at it as the distinction between competence and confidence. There's so many people that are competent at what they do. They have good skills, but good skills is not enough to thrive in today's world. You have to be able to step out and stand out from the noise, really disconnect from all the chatter that's going on, and stand up be positioned as a unique solution. In order to do this, you need the confidence to put yourself out there. So really, content is only one piece. The confidence is the most important piece. And this has been verified many times. Recently, I read an article in BC Business Magazine that reinforced that confidence is the number one predictor of success in today's world. So again, this is there. Fears and anxieties are really what hold people back and what stop people. It's an inside-out process. You want to be confident on stage, comfortable in skin, you have to be willing to go inside first. Really, the way I frame this training, and I've had people walk out of my introduction seminars when I say this, is that there's nobody else to blame, because this is really a battle of you versus yourself. There's nobody coming up saying, don't seize that opportunity. Don't truly be yourself out there. Don't have the conviction when you speak in that opportunity. This is our own fears that are coming back. So when we go from it's us versus ourselves, that's where we start. And if you're not willing to do that, the rest of these steps are not really going to make sense. You have to be able and willing to commit to this is you versus yourself, and we can move forward. And when you take that on, the feeling of freedom, of abundance, and impact is priceless. It's absolutely priceless in the world to step up and play a bigger game. So why become a more confident communicator and public speaker? It's very simple. We have to really reinforce this, because when we can anchor this piece, everything else makes sense. The effort, the trials, the tribulations, if you are not committed to seeing the benefits of what's possible for you, of this new world, from going from where you are to entering the world of high confidence, then you won't be taking action, and this will be a waste of your time. And that's why we're going to reinforce this. So the first one, it allows you to scale your time, right? You'll be speaking to larger audiences. That's very big. Instead of going with smaller groups or smaller talks, you're able to get in front of larger people, larger audiences, and have a bigger scaling of your time. You're able to leverage your time. And I don't know about you, but time is money and time is finite. You don't have a lot of time, so we need to scale your time to get in front of larger audiences. That's really important. 2, get more exposure, respect, and income. When you're scaling your time and speaking to audiences, you're going to get more exposure, you're going to get more respect, and you're going to make more money. It's a numbers game, because the more that you're putting your authentic self out and speaking with confidence, the more people that are going to connect with you and go, yes, that's the person I need to work with. That's the person I need to hire. So everything builds from that. The third one is instant expert positioning. When you're giving a talk, the fact that you're on stage, like let's say, for example, you're speaking at Get Inspired, people might not know you. In the audience, people might not know you. But the fact that you're on that stage, they're going to know Roger wouldn't put you on stage if you weren't any good or if you weren't a good expert. So the fact that you're on stage is instant validation, vetting that you are an expert in your industry. So that leads to so much credibility, but also buy-in from the audience. You instantly go right above all your competitors, and you are sitting there as the expert. Fourth, you have more fun. You're going to have more fun in your life because you're putting yourself out. You're being true to yourself. You came into this world fully self-expressed. You're going to get that out there. You're going to be able to be yourself and have more fun. It's really important. Fifth, you're going to make a bigger impact in the world with your message. I mean, if you're the person that you want to make a bigger impact, you want to help change more lives, confident speaking, getting in front of bigger audiences is the easiest way to do this. It's the fastest, most effective way to do so. That's what you're going to do. Next, you're going to freely express yourself, authenticity, truth. Instead of having these regrets of what could have become, you're being yourself, you're expressing your truth, and this is going to make a massive impact. Next one, freedom. So time, money, location, right? You're going to leverage your time, you're going to make more money, but also location freedom is very big. Maybe you want to do talks online, you want to do videos. It's a way you can travel around the world, make an impact, and still make more money. And lastly, and most importantly, a life of no regrets. Instead of regretting of what could have been, of dwelling on missed opportunities, you're reflecting on the wins that you had, the impact that you made, and the life that you created. So with that, we're going to keep moving forward, but it's really important. So there's 3 top mistakes that are stopping you from becoming a confident speaker. We're going to quickly go over those. First is avoidance. I mean, this might sound simple, but if you're avoiding opportunities to speak, you're not going to get any better. Treat this like a muscle. I view confidence, it's a muscle. You need to go in the gym to work out. If you're not working out, the muscle's not going to get stronger. If you're avoiding speaking opportunities, then it's not going to get, your abilities aren't going to improve. They're only going to deteriorate, and the fears and anxieties are only going to, they're going to increase because you have more references of missed opportunities and the fears won out. This is about taking them on. So again, you might be nervous to speak, you're turning them down, or you're not actively pursuing opportunities or the quality of opportunities that you believe that you could be going for. Avoidance is mistake number 1. So now that you're going to be seizing all these opportunities, the next step, the next mistake that comes up is being vanilla. Now, this is a common mistake that comes up, being vanilla. What is that? People get up on stage and they want to be liked by everyone. Okay, there's no faster way to lose an audience and then to try to come up and win everyone. They get on stage and they're scanning the audience. And as they do that, they're looking for, who are the people in the audience that are looking like they're not into it, that are looking like they disagree with me, that they don't like me. And then what happens is you lose your power because you try to win them over. Being vanilla is the quickest way to lose your confidence. We have to be able and willing to polarize our audience. When you polarize your audience, that is about being yourself, speaking your truth, and knowing that some people are going to love you and some people are not. I use a technique called the 20-20-60 principle. And 20-20-60 stands for every time you're doing a talk, you know that 20% of the audience is going to love you regardless of what you say. 20% is going to hate you regardless of what you say. And 60%, they're on the fence. They can go either way. And that's the fastest way to overcome this mistake, is walk in knowing that some people are going to love me, some people are going to hate me, and the rest of them, they're on the fence. And why that's powerful, you might be thinking, why would I want people to hate me? Because everybody has biases and they have their own preferences. Some people like Starbucks coffee. Some people hate Starbucks coffee. It's polarizing. It doesn't make it not a success. It's a very big successful chain, but it's polarizing. You either love it, you hate it. So, or you're indifferent. And when that comes up, you come from that place, you're going to feel a surge of power because you're not trying to win everyone over. It gives you permission to be yourself. So that's a big one. Avoid this mistake. Mistake number 3 is renting the stage. And so renting the stage is when people come up and either they feel like an imposter, they feel like they're a fraud. So you're going to get on stage and you feel like you don't belong to be there. You know, you're not there. You're not credible enough. You don't have enough experience. Maybe you're younger than the audience. You feel like a fake, a fraud, and you're worried that you'll be exposed. Or people are reading the audience, to seek validation. That's a big one. They're too worried about how you look, how you sound. This is a very common one that comes up too. People are like, they're more worried about how they look than making an impact. And when they do this, they're actually being a bit greedy, because if you believe in your message, if you believe in that you can make a difference, one of the obstacles is you have to get past yourself and focus on the audience. This isn't about the audience. This isn't about you not looking good. This is about you inspiring people. And a lot of times this shifts. I had someone come up to me when I was first starting my YouTube channel, and he said, Lucas, why haven't you launched your YouTube videos? I'm like, look, I'm not, I don't have the right setup. I don't have the right studio yet. I had all these excuses. He goes, look, man, you are being greedy. Just imagine that there's someone really struggling with low confidence. Do you think they're going to care about how you look, or they're going to feel better that they have hope and steps to start improving? That was a huge game changer for me, because I got out of my own way and I started putting out videos. They were rusty, they were rough, and one of them has over 150,000 views, and it's terrible quality. I recorded it with my phone, no microphone, no nothing. I just held it like this and I went for it. It's got over 150,000 views. If I didn't do this, it wouldn't have had the impact that I made. So again, this renting the stage, it's the biggest mistake. When you're getting up there, you have to reinforce that you belong there and that you own it. So when you do that, it makes a huge shift and you're avoiding this mistake. Okay, so those are 3 big mistakes that when you stop doing that, you're going to feel your confidence start surging. The next steps is we're going to go into 5 steps to become a more confident public speaker, make more money, impact, and freedom. This is really what it comes down to. More money, more impact, more freedom. This is what people want. And these are 5 steps that are tangible that will get you there. Now, one of the biggest mistakes people make is they lack self-awareness. So for example, you want to put yourself on stage, but there's a lot of fear going, how do I look? How am I going to come across? Am I going to embarrass myself? Am I going to humiliate myself? Am I going to be as polished and refined as I'd like? A lot of fears and insecurities come up that's why this is the first step that you need to do. You have to see where are you right now before you can improve, right? And when you do that, then you can start building up. That's why the first step, the action step on this, is record yourself speaking to a camera, watch this recording, and this is your baseline video. You're seeing your baseline. And if you have some fears right now, some thoughts going like, ooh, I don't know if I want to see myself on video. Guess what? These are the same fears that are going to come up that are going to hold you back. It's important to get past this. And that's why in our intensive trainings, the first thing we do on day 1 of our 2-day intensive is we record a baseline video. If you don't know where you are, you can't improve. And it's a situation that brings up fear, and those are the same fears that you need to overcome. Most people have dreams about it. They say, yeah, I'll record this. Maybe you've said that in the past. Without accountability, without support, you're probably not going to do it. That's why we need to be in the right environment to make that change. So again, step 1, to become a more confident speaker, you need to know where you are, get that baseline video, record it, and then start watching those videos to see where you are and how you can improve. Step 2, get some tools. You need tools to do this. Anyone can become a better communicator when they have the right tools. Again, Mike Shaw, Melissa Haynes, these people that I have the privilege to work with at TedX, they were not superhumans. They are people just like you. They have a passion. They have a story, a message that they want to put out, and they need a mentor to help them get there. They need a mentor. They need tools. They need strategies to build them up. And it's the same here. So when we're doing this, you got to check in. That's why the first one, you do the video, you record your baseline. 2, body posture. What's your body posture like? Are you slouched over? Shoulders open and back. because the more space that you take up on stage, the bigger that you are, the bigger that your message is going to be. What are you doing with your hand gestures? Are they open? Are they closed? Do you have them behind your back, in your pockets? These are all ways that are going to lower your confidence, but also cut off connection to your audience. Breathing is very important. With this, definitely write this one down. Whenever you feel nervous or you want to get into a calmer state, I call it the 4-6-8 technique. And that's a 4-count inhale through your nose, a 6-count, you hold it, and 8-count, you breathe it through your mouth. And when you do that, you just keep cycling. 4-count in through your nose, you hold it for 6, and you exhale through your mouth for 8. It's going to reduce the nerves, it's going to reduce the stress levels, and it's going to get you present. The more present that you are when you're on stage, the more effective you're going to become. Okay, so this is really important. Write that one down. And the last one here is pausing. You need to take pauses to allow the audience to digest and absorb information. When you do this, it's going to make a big difference because it allows them to get in a calmer state. It allows the audience to absorb the info and you to think of what's coming up next. So these are just some tools that will help you move forward to reduce nerves to become a more confident speaker. Now, how effective are these tools? Well, let me share with you. This is Tosh. I had the pleasure of working with Tosh. And what came up was he came into the training program. He was preparing himself. He's like, look, I want to be a speaker. I want to put myself out there. And the biggest shift for him was on day 2. He got up. His heart was racing every time. Day 2, he got up, and I'll never forget this day. It was the morning of day 2, and he goes, Lucas, my heart is not racing. And I'm like, okay. He goes, my heart's been racing every time I've been speaking for years, and now it's not. And when you're getting up there and your heart's not racing anymore, it's a whole new experience because now you're not going in consumed with the nerves, embarrassed, thinking, is the audience seeing this? Am I coming across nervous? It opens up a new possibility. And so now Tosh, he's up there, he's speaking in front of larger audiences, completely putting himself out there and being comfortable because he was able to get those tools, calm those nerves, and put his message out with confidence. Okay, so the third thing that you want to do is crafting your message. To be a more confident speaker, you have to address, there's formulas to this. And again, speaking to inform is the lowest level of communication. Just getting up there, talking about facts, talking about figures. You need to share stories to inspire action and change. One way to inspire action and change, it's a formula I like to call PASS. Okay, it's the PASS structure. And so one of the biggest mistakes people make, or speakers make when they're sharing their message, is they get to solution too quickly. We have to start, people only care about a solution when there's a problem. So when you go to problem. So identify what are the problems that your audience is struggling with right now. Next is what's the agitation? So agitation, what are the consequences of those problems? So for myself, often when I'm doing a talk, I'll say, look, are you missing opportunities? Are you having a fear of public speaking? Now the agitation would be, is that costing you money? Is that costing you missed opportunities? Is that costing you regrets in your life? Are you beating yourself up? Are you getting down yourself because you know the potential that you have inside of you, but you're not actualizing it? You have to really ramp up that agitation. So then people say, look, do you want to stop having this agitation? This is a solution. And that's where you get to the solution. And then lastly, you have to have a call to action. People need to be led. What do you want them to do? Buy my course, book a call, get information, think differently, whatever it is. Every time you're sharing your message, use PASS. Start with the problem, get to the agitation. What are the consequences of that problem? Then you can go to the solution and then the call to action. And this works if it's a 3-minute talk or a 1-hour talk, you still need to go through the same formula. So Andrew Sipe, he came in, he runs a business called Grow Automatic. And it was interesting. We worked together and he's like, Lucas, I've been in Toastmaster for years. I'm really versed. I go, and just come into the training program. Trust me, you're going to see a big difference. It's a lot different than Toastmasters. Toastmasters is good to give a foundation, but to specifically get that one-on-one intensive experience that you need to build your confidence quickly, this is completely different. He came in and literally just weeks after the training, he was able to land clients that paid for the course over 10 times simply from the experience and the skills that he learned in that training program. So imagine for you, if you came into a training program and you were able to build your income over 10 times just by taking action. And again, am I promising that for you? No, I think it actually could be a lot more because that was just one talk. You can keep doing this more and more. It's a beautiful thing because when you have that skill set, you can apply it in any situation. And that's why it's so exciting to take this on. Step number 4, it's increase your energy. Okay, increase your energy. Oftentimes when I'm working with clients, they come in and they're a bit lower energy. Energy is infectious. as a speaker, you're getting up. People often think, I need the right words to connect. No, it's not the words. It's your presence. It's your energy. It's your vibration. That might be a little too, out in the left field for you, but it's absolutely true. And if it is, just know about that. The more fun that you're having, the more fun your audience is going to have. Energy is infectious. Now, what often happens with our clients, we come in and they're afraid, like, I don't know if I can really be more outgoing, because you have a certain baseline of where you are. You've been speaking that way for years, but it's bottled up. When we start letting you loose and you become unleashed, you start having more energy, speaking louder, being more engaging, your audience is going to be more connected to you. So again, the first is give yourself permission to increase your energy when you're giving a talk. Give yourself permission. It has to come from within to embrace the discomfort. You might feel silly. My clients are like, oh, this feels goofy. I think like I'm an infomercial salesperson. All these fears come up. It's not the case. You're becoming more engaging, more effective as a communicator, because it's a transfer of energy. It's a transfer of energy from you to your audience. And one way, again, I suggested doing a baseline video to start. You absolutely need it. But two is record yourself with increased energy. So one thing that I do in my training programs is I tell my clients, let's do a rep here. Let's do a time on camera where you go 10 times the energy. Go 10 times. Go over the top energy. And then they record themselves. So record yourself and see. When I work with clients, they do that. And then they look and they go, oh my God, that 10 times energy is actually a lot more effective. It looks way more engaging. I actually feel better too. This all builds up from that. So again, this is one step. Definitely increase your energy. It's going to make a huge difference in the way you put yourself out there. And Samantha, speaking of energy, Samantha came in. She was amazing. She was from Thunder Bay, Ontario, flew in for the training. I got a lot of people that fly in from all over North America because this is a very specialized training that we offer. Small group environment, safe, supportive environment, get you on camera, actually work with you to get in the trenches to build you up. So 2 weeks after the training, she had an opportunity to speak to over 180 people at the event. And she goes, yep, I'm going to take it. It's that courage that she had to put herself out there, to seize these opportunities. And she wrote me back saying, Lucas, it was such an empowering experience to authentically share my message from stage, and I had fun. And the interesting thing is she's just starting her speaking career, but she had many people come up at this event and say that, wow, Samantha, you were the best speaker at this event today. And for her, it was that feeling of validation. So just imagine how you would feel if you had the confidence to seize these event opportunities, to put yourself out there, to speak authentically, to get this validation for people going, you're an amazing speaker. If you have all this, it just makes it so much more empowering and validating and sets that you're on the right path. Again, she did that courageous action. She had a lot of excuses and reasons why she could have stayed in Thunder Bay, Ontario. She got on that plane, invested herself, made it happen, and now the results are only just beginning for her. Again, this could be you if you have the courage to take that action. The last one, it's commit to a bigger game. Okay, so when we're on this journey, you must commit to a bigger game. You want to get on stages. Maybe you've been in the situation. I know I've been there. I go to conferences, I go to events, and I see these people on stage. Sometimes I look at them and go, wow, they're so impressive. But there's a lot of other times that I'll see these people on stage and go, really? I think I could do that. In fact, I might be even better than them. I could do a better job than that. Maybe you've been there before, or you have these thoughts in your mind that you see these people seizing these opportunities and you're thinking, I can do better. Again, this is about committing to a better game because you've seen them on these stages. The fact that they're there, you could do it too. So it's about making that commitment to yourself to invest to make this happen. And again, why you're doing that, first, connect with your why. Why are you doing this? Why are you going on this road? Why is being a speaker important to you? Connect with that, and that's going to give you the courage to start taking these actions moving forward. The next, you really have two choices here. You're either going to seize opportunities or you're going to live with regrets. The what if, the dreaded what ifs. These are these opportunities. Every time it comes up, you're taking it on or you're avoiding. Third, courageously seek discomfort to become comfortable. Again, everybody wants confidence. Courage is the needed action. Right? Courage, it's taking action in the face of uncertainty. That's to me, courage to put yourself out there, courage to invest in a mentor, courage to seize these opportunities. The more that you can seek discomfort, and for myself personally, in my transition from living with anxiety and panic attacks to becoming a confident version of myself, with all my clients that have done the same, the big shift that happens is you have to courageously seek discomfort and you change your relationship. Oh, this makes me nervous? Good. This means it's meaningful for me. Every time you're about to put yourself up and elevate, play a bigger game, you're going to have a whole bunch of nerves that come up at the end. Understand it, embrace it, and see that it's not indication that you're not good enough. In fact, it's indication that it's meaningful and that this is the action you need to take. And lastly here, don't do it just for yourself. Do it to help others. A lot of times, you can let yourself down. Maybe you've done this many times in the past. I know I have. You let yourself down. The moment that you get out of your own way and you start saying, I'm here to be of service, I'm here to add more value in the world, I'm here to do it for others, this is going to help you overcome these obstacles and these fears to start putting yourself out there and play a bigger game. You have to connect with an outside purpose that's going to be bigger than yourself. So I mentioned regrets, and I'm going to share with you, this is the top regrets of the dying. And this is a book by Bronnie Ware. Amazing book. She was a palliative care nurse, and she interviewed her patients and asked them, when people are there on their deathbed, what are your top regrets? What are the top regrets you have? And even the top one here, I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. I wish I didn't work so hard. The courage to express my feelings. I wish to let myself be happier. All these come up. I remember it was day 2 of one of my events, my trainings, and I get Steve. Steve's an architect, 53 years old. Halfway through day 2, I look over at him, he's just crying. And I go, Steve, what's going on? He goes, Lucas, I realize that for over 30 years now, I've lived my life based on what people expected an architect to look like, to speak like, and how to act, and I haven't been true to myself. And he goes, the fact is I'm 53 years old, and I feel like I've wasted so much of my life more worried about what people were going to think than being true to myself. This is a sobering reality. That's true. But the thing is, he's 53. He's got a lot of life left back in him to take that on. And he's also got pain to connect with. Every time he's not being courageous and true to himself, he can think back to all those missed opportunities. So a lot of times these regrets are really powerful, but when you can tap into that, it's going to help you become more confident. Art, I worked with him. He came into the program and he was interesting. He had Jekyll and Hyde inconsistency. So one presentation he's good, the next one he's not. He kept flipping back and forth. And he came to the workshop, and the good thing was that he was able to create a routine where he was able to consistently become confident every time he came up. The one thing that was really important, Art's pushing 50 here, and he says, I wish I did this a long time ago. Again, it's a common phrase. The best time would have been years ago to do this training. The next best time is right now. So when we're here, we've had an overview, steps, 3 mistakes to overcome, to miss, and 5 steps to get you going on this journey to become a thought leader, to become a powerful speaker in your industry. What's next? We have a couple options. 1, don't do anything. You come here, you get some info. You're not going to do anything. You're not going to implement anything. Look, that's not why you're on this call. Okay, that's not why you're on this webinar at this event. You're here to become a better version of yourself and a more confident speaker. Option 2, do it yourself. Take it on, write these notes down, take it on yourself. You could do it. It's going to cost you a lot of missed opportunities, a lot of mistakes, a lot of missed money. Literally, I've lost hundreds of thousands of dollars in blown opportunities because I didn't have mentors at the time to work with. It's a painful road to go. And like me, maybe you're like me, we don't have a lot of time to waste. You want to get action. You want to get results quickly. So option 3, I'm going to get right into it. It's get some help. And if this has been connecting with you, to talk to someone who's actually been there, who's built themselves up, this isn't textbook knowledge. This is real experience that's going to support you, create a safe support environment to lead you to become the most confident version of yourself that's making an impact, making more money, having more fun in your life. This is the help that we offer. So Roger, is it okay if I just share a bit about the program? I put Roger's on mute being great, but I just want to check. Yeah.
Yep. Fire away.
Sorry, Roger. I could. Oh, shit. Hang on one second. What was that, Roger?
I said yes. Fire away.
Okay. Thank you, sir. So option 3 is it's get some help. So I'll quickly go over if you want my help, this is what we do. Okay. We're here based in Vancouver. Communicate with Confidence training. It's a 2-day workshop in Vancouver. It's an exclusive immersion workshop. And immersion workshop. Why that's important? This isn't theory. You're not writing notes for 2 days. A lot of trainings are out there. You write notes for a couple days. You walk out with a binder full of information and very little application. This is public speaking. The only way you're going to become a more confident public speaker is to actually speak in public. And that's why in this training, we come in, we get you on baseline, we get you on video. You're in a safe, supportive environment to thrive. A lot of times our environment can create our reality. And so when we're with people that are here to push us, to motivate us, to build us up, this is the most important part. These are exclusive trainings limited to only max 8 people. Okay, you're going to be receiving direct coaching from myself, specifically to help you fast track your success. The transformations we make are enormous because in the right environment, with the right feedback and the right process, right plan, it's going to do this. And then following the 2-day intensive, you're going to have 4 weeks of follow-up and support to ensure your success. 2-day intensives, you might have been there before. You go to these 2-day, 3-day events, you're on a high, you feel excited, and then Monday hits and there's a drop-off. What happened? No accountability, no support. There's no implementation. Again, when you do that, we support you for 4 weeks to take this on because, again, it's a muscle. We're going to get you in the gym of confidence to build that muscle up and make it happen. So day one of this training, it's become comfortable speaking on camera. Again, why we do this, camera is the most important thing. Video is taking over. It's just getting started. So we have to do this. Small groups of supportive people. What we do, first, you're going to see yourself on video. That's the first piece. 2, we're going to cover body posture techniques. A lot of people have nervous twitches and body movements that they don't even know about that kill your confidence and the rapport with the authority, with the audience. They look at you not as much as an expert. We're going to eliminate all of that. We're going to get into content creation so you can easily put together your message, right? How you do this is going to make it so easy. And then 2, we get into tools and tools to reduce nerves and anxiety and to build your confidence. When we do this, you're going to walk out a more confident version of yourself. 2 weeks ago, we had a training and we had a lady, Kat. She came in the program. The biggest shift for her after day 1, she walks into day 2. She goes, Lucas, I'm actually comfortable. I actually love seeing myself on camera. I haven't said that in 30 years. I've always hated it. I've just ripped myself apart, picking out every mistake, every negative thing I could see. This is like a transformational shift that happens when you can start loving yourself. That's why on that pyramid, compassion is the first place. The more that you can go from number 1 critic to number 1 fan, it's essential. It builds everything up from there. So that's day 1. And we had this, Tyler, he's an online sales consultant. We came in and at first, he spoke on day 1. He spoke on camera and he was looking a bit ridiculous. Then he watched the video. He's like, okay, I'm not as bad as I thought. But then he got access to the exact areas that he needed to improve to become a more confident speaker. And then we guide him. We put him on there. And now today, he's always speaking on camera, getting his message out there. He's building his brand, his personal brand. He's becoming an authority in his industry. Everything started with this, but it became with getting on camera, building himself quickly to give him the permission. Because at the end of it, he saw that he was able to put himself out there and look good. So just imagine if you had the confidence to know that you're going to look good when you put yourself out there every time, it opens up a whole world of new possibilities for you. Okay. So after that, day 2, we come in. And on day 2, you become a more effective, engaging, and authentic communicator. So day 2, once we have that foundation, you're going to become more engaging and persuasive. You're going to develop your personal speaking style. Again, this is not about being me. This is about being yourself, but it's about revealing your true self. This only comes through getting in the trenches, getting in a safe environment to open up. You're going to go through increasing your energy, how you can speak impromptu, and most importantly, you're going to get your before and after video. It's going to be this transformational video that you're going to see how you showed up day 1, that first baseline video, and the transformation after, the most confident version of yourself of how you can improve and live a life of freedom, of happiness. And not only not embarrass yourself when you speak, but stand in your power to truly own that stage. And if you see in this picture, we got the gentleman right above my head here. That's Avi Arya. Avi's a great client of mine. He speaks on stages regularly now. And this workshop made such a huge impact for him. His brand is only going to start building. He's met Gary Vaynerchuk. He's become friends with so many influencers. And it started with getting more stages. He had already been a speaker for many years when he came in, but it was refining the tweaks, making adjustments to develop his own style. It freed up his voice to start becoming the real Avi, to really put his message out there. And that's what we did. And now he's really just taken off. We've been working together and we're going to continue working together because he's hitting the big stages, and that could be you. So Sarah, I remember Sarah came in and she was really nervous about coming in, came into the workshop. And the biggest thing for her was that she learned techniques to manage her nerves, but most importantly, how to shift her mindset to a more confident one. Maybe you've been there before. You're your own worst enemy. You're your own worst critic. Your mindset is going to stack. It's the most important part, because before you hit the stage, most speakers, they're losing the battle of their confidence before they hit the stage. That's where the nerves build up. That's where the self-doubt comes in. That's where, fear about the audience and what they're going to think. It's all in your mind before you get on stage. So most people get on stage and they're already defeated, or they're just a shell of themselves. This is about how you can control your mind to become the most confident version of yourself before you hit that stage. So imagine if you were able to get into that state every time before you got on stage, it would transform your life, transform your career, transform your business. And so for Sarah, she came in and she said that this is one of the best decisions she's ever made, and it was entirely transformative. She would recommend it to anyone who wants to become a more confident public speaker. So maybe that's you. Maybe you want to get in that confident mindset to really break those chains that have been holding you back. This is the step to make that happen. So how we do this, first, training is by application only. Why I do that? I talk to every single participant because I need to make sure that you're the right fit and that I'm the right trainer. I only work with people that I love working with and that we're connected, we're aligned. If you're someone here that, is looking to make excuses or blame other people, this is not a training. Don't even bother applying. But if you are someone who wants to be coachable, who wants to go inside and pull up your most confident self to then make an impact, this is the training for you. And what we'll do on the call, we're going to clarify your goals. And the other reason is, imagine this. I just had a workshop yesterday. We came in, one of our participants was saying that, he's like, it's so amazing that I meet all these amazing people. And now I see the value of that call, because the second I walk in here, I know everyone has been vetted by you, and you're only going to allow people that are supportive and on the same path to come in. And that's what creates a more effective environment. That's why we're able to make transformations so quickly, because it's a small group. You're getting direct feedback, and I have calls with everyone. The only people that are going to be there is people that are on the same wavelength, just like you, going to the same places. Now, how we do this, very simple. How to play a big game is very simple. You want to get on these stages. You want to make an impact. You want to be like Melissa. Again, I was in the corner with her, holding her hand. It's going to be the same with you to get you to where you want to go. Whether that's speaking in front of 30 people, 100, 3,000, I've held them all. This is how we're going to do this. So how we do this, the value of this training for the 2-day intensive small group, the videos of yourself, the baseline, the transformation video, the 4-week accountability and coaching with myself directly. The value of this training is well over $5,000. But Roger twisted my arm. He's like, Lucas, you got to come up. We're on this multi-speaker event. People need this more than anything. You got to make a special offer. I said, Roger, no problem. I'll do this for you. I have a great relationship. Let's make it happen. Let's make it a no-brainer. So the Get Inspired special offer for you, if you are on this training, you're going to have to mention that you're on this training on our one-on-one call so that I know. So I'll give you the special rate. But the Get Inspired special offer, it's only $1,500. And that, if you think about it, to become the most confident version of yourself, if all you get is more confidence to put yourself out there, if all you get is maybe a few more clients, you'll easily make this money back. And it's going to set you up on a path. Confidence, why it's the most valuable skill today in business, is because it allows you to create your own future. You can make as much money as you want, make as much impact, because the only person that's going to get in your way to hold you back is you. So once we can get out of our own way and you become the most confident version of yourself, so instead of being your number one critic, you're your number one fan and you're seizing opportunities, you just put yourself out there and all these opportunities are going to open up. It's the best return on investment you could possibly make is investing in yourself, and confident speaking is the best investment that you can make in yourself. So mention GI on our call again to get the special offer. This is it. Again, it's a no-brainer situation to become the most confident version of yourself. And lastly, how to apply, go to levelupliving.com/apply. Complete the application form fully, schedule time to speak with me. We'll get on the call. You'll receive a confirmation email. We'll get on the call and we'll make this happen. And again, 10 years from now, just make sure that you can say that you chose your life, you didn't settle for it. At the end of the day, no regrets. It's not about settling for what could have become. This is about taking action and becoming who you were always meant to be, that potential side of you, to make the impact, have the life that you always dreamed of. And how you do that is you go to levelupliving.com/apply, book your call, and we will make that happen.
Thank you, Lucas. Let's segue into questions in the little bit of time we have left.
Boom.
Question from Peter. I have more energy the more people there are in my audience. I have the least when I'm doing a practice video by myself. Do you have any tips on how to make these practices more useful?
Absolutely, Peter. That happens a lot. Most people get this. They get in a lowered state because they feed off the energy. Energy is infectious. How you get ours on video. I remember when I started, I was recording videos by myself and I thought, is this what insanity feels like? I felt like I'd lost my mind. Now, how you overcome this? A couple ways. One, I imagine that I think of the thousands of people that are going to be watching my video when I'm speaking to the camera. Okay, you have to shift your perspective on this to think about everyone that's going to make an impact. Two, I imagine my ideal client and I'm talking directly to them. Okay, I'm talking directly to my ideal clients, so I'm speaking to them directly. And third trick that I'll use is I'll actually print out a picture of some of my favorite clients and I will post it. I will tape it up next to my tripod so that I have a visual cue. So if you're more visual, I do that and then I'm able to visually reference who I'm talking to and I speak directly to them.
Great. Laurie asks, humor is essential for a good speaker, according to you? ?
Absolutely. Now, humor, the big things that come up with humor is people think they're not funny or they're afraid of making a mistake of putting it out there. Like, oh, well, they live in more fear. What if a joke bombs? Here's the thing. One of my tricks with that I do many jokes, many of them bomb. Then I simply say, and that is how you bomb a joke, which gets a cheap laugh. It's a cheap technique, but it works every single time. I'll bomb a joke, and I'll put a joke out. If it works, great. I go with it. 2, if it bombs, I go, that's how you bomb a joke. That gets a laugh. But the most important thing, this is about being comfortable in your own skin and not afraid to make mistakes. You have to test it out. If you're not having the courage to put yourself out there and you're more concerned about slowing down and not having jokes, there's a bigger insecurity or fear inside of you that must be addressed.
Next question is, when is the next training?
Next training coming up. I wrapped it. Last one was literally the day before and yesterday. The next one is September 28, 29. That one sold out. I have a date. I have a couple spots left for October 19, 20, and I'm looking to add another one earlier in October just because demand's there. So if you want to get in on it, book a call ASAP and we'll figure out dates.
So Lucas, my the Vancouver Get Inspired event is October the 20th.
Oh, okay.
So your weekend, your session on 19th and 20th is probably a little too late.
Yes.
If enough people from this webinar express interest, would you consider putting on a date, especially for the VGI people?
Yeah, absolutely. I already have a wait list because September is sold out, and I got some people that can't make the October 19, 20. I'll be doing an event early October, so either the first week or second weekend. They're always Friday, Saturdays, but I'm just looking to, I'm emailing the hotel tomorrow morning to see what dates are available. So just book a call or email me. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Lucas will accommodate us somehow.
Absolutely.
And the last question is from Iqbal. Sounding good, Lucas. How does one find influencers?
How does one, I'm not clear on the question. Are we searching for, is it about to get on stages with influencers or that's what I'm trying to figure out. Or is it for promote your...
Iqbal, could you elaborate on your question?
Because there's a couple things. One is how are you going to get on stages? That could be one thing, on stages with influencers, but I don't know if it's about getting influencers to promote your product. If that's the case, I don't have advice on that. This is about confident speaking. I wouldn't be able to address that, but let's see here.
So here's a note on the chat from Marlon.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Yes.
I've had the privilege of being on Lucas's program. It was amazingly valuable and transformative for myself and the other attendees. Definitely recommend. That's from Mark, who I suspect is our next expert.
Yeah. Marlon is, Marlon and I, we worked together a couple events ago. He came in and he made it happen. And look at him now. He's speaking at this event. How interesting that we're back to back. I love it. I love when my clients are also on events with myself.
So Iqbal has elaborated and he's referring, when he uses the word influencers, he means how does he get on stages?
Okay, so you're going to get on stages. How are you getting on stages? You have to ask yourself, why are you there and what value can you add to the event? If it's an event, are you a big draw in that community? Are you a content expert on that topic? You have to ask yourself, how are you going to fit in? But also, most importantly, ask the organizer, what value can I add to your audience? If it's not cleared up, if you're not there to add value, then it's not going to be a fit. I'm sure Roger could probably go on that too, because you run many events and you're looking for content experts.
Okay, we are at 3:13. Would you like to have a couple of closing words?
Yeah, the closing words are going to be, at the end of the day, this is about being true to yourself and sharing your message. We came into this world fully self-expressed. Think about children. They come in, they're talking, they're letting everything out. As we go through this journey, we have negative experiences, and sometimes our light gets a bit dimmed. This is about reclaiming your power, reclaim your confidence to share your message. Going through this, either you're working with myself, it'd be a privilege to work with you. If not, do put yourself out there, because this world needs more confident speakers sharing this message. We are struggling. We need more people to share their message to inspire others to make a big change, and you are part of the solution.
Well said, Lucas Mattiello. Thank you very much on behalf of us all for hearing the words of wisdom that you've just shared with us.